Hey everybody, it's me, Susan Holt. I am an artist and welcome to Wednesday Live right here on my Facebook group, Chaos and Order Art with Susan Holt. It was a long weekend, and this weekend is going to be a longer weekend because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I cannot believe it's already Thanksgiving. Last weekend was long because I had my lives for my big launch event right here. And I would like to thank my husband, Chris, my bestie, Jennifer, and my friend, Diana, for helping out with some of the tech issues. And I would like to thank all of you for joining me and showing me some love and support and even buying some of my paintings and jewelry. I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much. You really made my day. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I have some pieces that I would like to show you because John and Rue actually had an idea for me to add some things. So let me grab those. We'll do a quick show and tell, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of tonight. Okay, hang on. All right. First piece. You have this little piece. This is actually on watercolor paper. It's a pour painted background on top of another kind of painting. And then I did a silhouette, and Rebecca suggested I put the dots on this one like I have on the other small piece. So I did, and I think it looks really, really terrific. Then I got out some other pour paintings with silhouettes on them, and this one, and I put the dots on them as well. This one is the San Francisco Peaks up in Flagstaff. So if you've ever been there, you can see that. And then, of course, the blue in that is metallic, so your eyes are not tricking you. Oh, Chris is watching. Hi, honey. Yay! So Chris is, of course, my husband, Chris Kartz. So if you have a question or comment and I don't see it and he picks it up and answers you, he likely knows what's going on. So please listen to him. You don't have to, but you should. He's very smart. All right, the next little painting I have with the mountain on it, and I put the dots on that one too. This is Camelback Mountain here in downtown Phoenix. And this one and the one for San Francisco Peaks, they're on Yupo paper, Y-U-P-O paper. And you can look that up. It's an interesting kind of plasticky paper. And when you touch it with your hands, the oils in your hands repel the paint. So you have to wear gloves if you're gonna, before you paint on it, so that the paint will stick to it. So that's interesting. So those are the ones I have created per Rue's request. She's not on tonight, I'm pretty sure, but she'll be receiving the cactus one as a thank you for something that she and her husband did for me that was really wonderful. So I want to give that to them as a thank you gift. The other two, the ones with the mountains on them, are available for sale. And if you would like more information on them, you know, size, all the price, all that kind of good stuff, just slide over into my DMs and catch me there, and I will give you all the information for those. Tonight, we are going to put dots on a painting. And we're going to put dots on a painting tonight because I have several pour paintings already stacked up and lined up, ready to go and ready to have dots, but I haven't had a whole lot of time to put dots on them, so I would like to do that tonight. Tonight's design is going to be a little different. I'm going to do one of the spirals for you, but then the end design, I'm going to do little paw prints because I have somebody in mind that I think would really love this painting, and it goes with all the colors they have available in the home or office where they are. So I started actually drawing some designs earlier, so I want to show you that process as well as putting the dots on the canvas. So let me tilt this down. All right, you can see the table. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for joining us. I hope you guys are staying warm over there on the ranch. All right, so here is my little notebook that I work on, and as you can see, I've already got some little sketches drawn here. I usually like to start with kind of a simple design of something and then start adding more and more pieces to the drawing. And I think I'm just going to leave this like this and pick from here as I work on the painting. Honestly, I'm tired. Are you guys tired? All right, let me change this around a little bit more again. That way you can see what I'm doing. Move my light, figure out my light. There we go, we're getting it. All right. I think that works. Okay. So I've already gone and marked the center dot for this painting. I've already shaken up my paint. Ooh, I need to put on my apron. There we go. So I have 4 designs that I could do, but I want to see kind of where the paint takes me tonight. So we'll be doing white dots on top of this. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them or comment in the comments, and I will try to get to them as I paint. But if I miss one, I will go back and answer it after I am live, because I'm on my phone, and it's sideways, so when it scrolls up the screen, I sometimes miss those. All right, here we go. Let's put some dots on this. But I do go back. I comment back at you guys and let you know I appreciate you being here. If you hear ticking noises behind me, tick, 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 that is my dog walking back and forth across the floor. Hi. If you hear whining, that is my dog letting me know she is displeased with me being in my studio at this time of night. During the afternoons, she'll actually bark at me to get me to come into my studio and work. So she's a pretty big reason why I am in my studio so much. She's part German Shepherd, so I get herded into my studio. She's hilarious. We have a cat. She's more like my husband's cat. She doesn't care if I'm in my studio. Sorry about the little coughs and the sniffles. I had the doors and windows open this afternoon because it was just beautiful out. Hi, Tom. Thanks for joining. So, there's something in the air because it's fall or second spring here in Phoenix, and I am allergic to things out in the world. And I had to go out twice today, run errands. Ugh. Ugh. Well, the first one was pretty cool because I went to the post office and I dropped off some orders that I got last week. And that I always enjoy doing. Gives me a sense of accomplishment. Then the vet called. I had to go pick up some meds for the pupper. She's fine. She is an anxious dog. So we have her on some anti-anxiety medication. Because after our other dog, Cinder, passed, it was either get a new dog quickly or put Miss B on meds. Okay, I can't see what that says. The tools that I use for these little white dots, these are, you can find them online as either embossing tools for metal embossing, or you can find them on under dot painting or dot mandala tools. Either way. And there's a small set that you can buy that just has the tools. This is one I've had for a long time from my gold leafing days. But here's the little set. You get those and you get these. I think it's like 10 to 15 bucks depending on where you order them from. This one I have from gold leafing days, and I did a little metal embossing with it at one point, and got a couple others, but they seem to be repeats of the stuff that I bought in the kit. You're welcome. You know, sometimes people don't want to tell you the tools that they use, but I have absolutely no problem with it because what I do and how I do it is completely different than what anybody else does and how they do it. We all have different brains, we all have different hands, we all have different tools, even if they are manufactured. Sometimes you get one that makes dots a little bit different than another. paintbrushes that make a thinner line than some. So your paints are different than mine, I'm sure. A lot of people like to do the pattern books for dot mandalas, but you know me, I have to be different, so I do my own thing. My brain and my hands did not like to do the patterns. I was fine with them, but this is what they want to do, so this is what we do. And some people water their paints down more, and some people water their paints down less, and they add things or don't add things. So everybody's paintings are going to look different. And I do copyright all my paintings, so I'm not really worried if you try doing this on your own, but it does take a lot of practice. I've been doing this for 2 years now. And if you do try this, you won't be as fast as I am with it. That's where the practice comes in. And putting these dots on a canvas is not a very stable surface, so you have to learn how to work with that too. But if you don't try, how will you know what you can do and what you can't do? Throughout my life, I have tried quilting. My mom's a quilter. Hated it. Tried crochet. Hated it even more. Made an Afghan. That's the only Afghan I'll ever make. Tried knitting. Ooh, do not like knitting. People who can knit are magic. That is all that need to be said about that. It's getting there. It's taking shape. I debated on doing a linear design on this piece, but with it being on a square canvas, I think this spiral shape will look best on it. when I get to this point, I always have to ask myself, do I go one more pass around or do I stop? I think I might do one more. Yeah. So what I'm looking for when I get to the end of the spirals is how much room I have left at the edges for another dot design. Hi Diana, I'm glad you could join us. All right. Move my design book over, prop it up. Get a little sip of water. Okay. Diana, since you're here, I will tell you that I gave you a shout out and a thank you at the beginning of the video. So thanks for all the tech help this weekend. I know you say it was all my husband, but I know better. He couldn't have figured that out without you. Hi Hillary, thanks for joining me. And I'll say this again, if anybody has any questions, I am kind of looking up every now and again at the screen, so feel free to ask. If I miss your question, I will watch this back after and I will answer it in the comment section. So I won't miss ya. Don't want to miss ya. Thanks, Hillary. She says it looks beautiful. I think so too. That's the great thing about my art is I like it. If I don't like a piece, as you all found out on Sunday, if I don't like a piece, I am not afraid to do something else with it or scrap it completely. I do like that piece now that it's dry, that I painted on Sunday. And you all begged me not to. Diana says it reminds her of an alien landscape. Yeah, a little. Does anybody else have anything that it reminds them of? You know I like to see what everybody thinks it looks like. I think it looks like being under the seabed in California, under the sea, in the kelp. What it might look like up on a clear day. Lost track of where I was for a minute. And it also says that it could be 2 continents, and the ocean has green sea life. Absolutely. I like that. I'm trying not to sound mad. I'm just tired. Hillary says it looks like Earth from space. Oh, that's a good one too. When I was in my mid-20s, early 20s, I guess my mid-20s, my dad was out in California, and he worked with a guy who was actually a world champion surfer. Oh, thanks, Tom. Tom says it's coming out nicely. I think so too. So my dad invited me out for a long weekend because it was a holiday and I didn't want to do what any of my friends were doing, so I hadn't seen him in a while. Went out to see him. And he and I went out with this surfer, you know, in little kind of 2-foot swells, not really waves even, for a surfing lesson. And about 3/4 of the way through, I felt something brush my leg. And I have a very vivid imagination, so I kind of freaked out. I paddled that board to shore so fast that Dad and this really cute young man at the time were sitting on their boards, still out in the ocean going, I have no idea what's going on with her. So they came back in a couple minutes later. I said, look, something rubbed up against my leg. I don't know if it was friend or foe, but I'm done. Absolutely done. That is my limit. Done. And the surfer said, oh yeah, it's probably kelp from the kelp beds. And my brain was like, yeah, but kelp doesn't feel like scales. And it could have been a fish, and it could have been a shark, like a little one. Could have been kelp, could have been anything. But I had had enough. That was beyond what my little brain could handle. So they went out a couple more times and then decided they were hungry. So then we went out to lunch. So it was a nice day. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining me. All right. So my little end design, I think I'm, yes, I think I'm going to do this first. I'm going to throw my tool across my table. Do not fling your tools at your painting. Nothing good can come of it. So I'm just marking where I think the line of the arm is going to lead. With one of my small dots, and I'm going to leave this dot visible. I think especially in the dark blue up here, it looks really cool. Sometimes if I use little dots like this, I'll make dots in a series, or I'll make them a swipe or something, but I think I'll just leave this little dot. Tom says, don't fling your tools unless that's what your work is based on. And yes, I have seen stranger tools and techniques as well, especially in college when everybody's trying everything. But I do not want to fling my tools at this one. ... again. We'll see what happens. I might not. Okay. A little more paint. There we go. I really like this light blue color, especially against these greens and yellows and browns. That's really cool. Diana asks if I have ever smeared my mandalas. Yes. And then I get angry. I turn into She-Hulk. I don't smash anything though. Just if the paint is still wet like it is now, I can take a Kleenex and wipe up that portion if I'm careful. But sometimes I just make it worse with the Kleenex and smear other paint that I was not planning on cleaning up. So I have to be careful and awake in order to do that. Otherwise, what I tend to do is I will just wait until it dries and then try to go back in and sneaky cover it up with a background color behind it. Like on this dark blue, this dot, if that's smeared, please don't smear. But if it's smeared, I could go in with that dark blue and put a dot of dark blue over it and kind of hide it that way. But if it's a big smear, then I have to get to it pretty quick. Because if I don't get to it fast enough, it will have little rings that dry. So So this one has sat for too long. If I tried to wipe it now, this outer portion, this ring, if I try to pull that off, it will actually leave a ring of paint on there. And it'll be a a raised ring, so it will show through if you light it correctly. Well, they're not so hidden at this point, but they're gonna, sorry, Diana says, does anyone see hidden Mickeys? Well, sort of at this point, yes, but they're not going to look like that for long, so bear with me. At least you didn't say they look like men's bikini bottoms. I know about 3 of you on here just went, oh, Susan. I can hear you in my head. I can especially hear Jamie in my head with that one. So now they should be looking like little canine dog prints. Little paw prints. Last week when it was Belle's Gotcha Day anniversary, I took her in to get her toenails cleaned. Diana says, Spaceman? No, not Spaceman. Puppy paw prints. Oh, yeah, so I took Belle in to get her nails trimmed, and then we went and had a pup cake from one of the local dog-friendly bakeries. But her toenails are not this long. Okay, that looks pretty plain. So I do think I will add stuff to this. I'm going to start by making these small dots larger. Excuse me. Hillary says it looks awesome. Thanks, Hillary. Hillary is actually a new friend that I recently met. I find her to be talented and amazing. So I am enjoying getting to know her. So welcome aboard, Hillary. Oh, thanks, Tom. Likes the strokes I was doing. Oh, thank you. Well, I think, Hillary, I think you have a great eye, too. It is the Susan and Hillary Mutual Appreciation Society tonight. That's all right. We know how awesome we are. I hear my husband's timer going off. He bought a new smoker this year, and he is making some jerky with a new recipe. Well, new to us recipe. He's trying a Dr. Pepper marinade. So we'll see what happens with that and see how that goes. I don't eat a whole lot of jerky because of jaw issues. I have severe TMJ and some bone-on-bone arthritis in my jaw happening. So right now it's under control, which is fantastic. I love it when it's under control. La la la. I can talk. Talk without hurting. That always makes me happy. There's a song out on the radio right now, and it's Elton John and Dua Lipa. And I like both of them. It was playing on the radio when I went to the post office today, and I have not been able to get it out of my head. And it's kind of a repetitive song to begin with. So it's getting to the point where I'm getting a little cranky about it, but it's still a good song, so I don't have too much to complain about. You know, if that's my worst complaint of the day, whoop-de-doo. I'm blowing on my paint because it has a few little bubbles in it, and I don't want them to stay in the paint. Blowing on them usually pops all of them. But every now and again you get a stubborn one. Okay. I think Tom's trying to be musically funny now. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the one I can't get it out of my head. Yeah, that one. Yeah. That one I can get out of my head, strangely enough. Okay, so that is what I did on the painting. And so I don't reuse this design again. I'm going to actually draw it on my pad here, and I'll show you what that looks like. And these go pretty quick these days. I used to try to make these perfect, but kind of developed a shorthand, and then I check it off. Ooh. Check it off, make sure I know that it's done. Not to use that design again. Thanks, Hillary. I'm glad you stopped by. Put my little book away. Put my painting off to the side, and then I'm going to move my light and bring you guys right back up to me, to my face. Hi, there you are. I can see comments better from this angle. Okay. There we go. All right. So, other than Thanksgiving tomorrow, I wanted to let you know that I do have a 20% sale going on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. So if you are interested in anything that I have in stock, any paintings that I have in stock, this is paintings only, not jewelry, and you're interested in something, you get 20% off. You can certainly comment on a painting you like, or you can direct message me, and we'll figure out which painting it is that you like. We'll walk you through, and maybe you haven't found a painting that you absolutely adore that I've made yet. We can certainly go through some of your options, because I have several options at this point. So let me know if you're interested in a painting. Next Wednesday, I will be doing another pour painting with your help. I will be asking for color suggestions really early on in the video. So if you have color suggestions, bring them with you and be here at 7 p.m. next Wednesday. What else do I have on my notes? I think that's really it. I think I covered pretty much everything except have a happy Thanksgiving or happy Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever you celebrate. I hope you can see at least a couple of friends or Zoom with a couple of friends and have a turkey sandwich. Or if you don't like turkey, peanut butter. If you're allergic to peanut butter, pizza. So have whatever makes you happy on Thanksgiving. And I think that's going to be it tonight. Have anything else? Let me double check my notes one more time just to make sure I got everything. I think that's it. I want to thank you all again for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure having you here. And I will talk to you later. Have a great evening. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.